Hi, Scott the Astro Manager here, and continuing on sort of tips and tricks on how to be more efficient while you're processing your emails. It's really useful to know how to use the search function well. And I'll talk about Gmail, but you can look for the documentation on your own client and see what the equivalents are. Getting good at search kind of frees you from having to worry about the hierarchical organization and labeling structure. You can just file your emails in a very simple structure and use search. So it also takes some stress out and therefore some time out while you're processing your emails. You know you'll be able to find them later because you understand how to use the search well. Otherwise, you have to make sure you label them, put them in the right folders, choose what do I label this? Is it this or that or the other thing or all three of them? So that's all good. And again, I do some of that, but I try and do very few folders now, and then rely on the search. So learning search really helps you spend less time thinking about how am I going to organize my emails, and so just more time processing them. So that helps quite a bit. So in Gmail, you can when you, in the search bar, you can just type a word, right, and it finds emails with that word. Okay, so hopefully you will know or have some similar that search for this word. In addition, you can do this or use keywords. So something colon, from colon. So from Doris, from me, it often recognizes me. To, who is the email to? Subject, CC, label. So in Gmail, when you've assigned it to a folder, you're giving it a label. You can also search for things has an attachment, and that's actually useful. I know someone sent me files, so let me see who has attachment. File name, if you know the name of the file, if you know the type of the file. File name, PDF. So anything that has an attached PDF to it. Is unread, read, starred in Gmail. Older than, so this is, and newer than, these are useful. And you can specify that in sort of in day, M, or Y. So older than 2 days, so it would be older than colon 2D. Newer than colon 1M, newer than 1 month. And then there's also in, which allows you to look for emails that's not just in your inbox or your archive folders, but in your trash or your spam, which normally it doesn't search. So if you want to search for those things, maybe you're afraid you actually deleted something or went into spam, in colon anywhere searches for those. Now those are some of the more useful keywords. There's additional search keywords you can use, and I'll put a link here to a Google link, a support page with all of the search criteria, keywords and operators. Again, you can find that for your own email client if you don't use Gmail. It's worth taking a look at that and trying them out. So in addition to these things, you can combine them, you can refine them with using additional operators. So minus sign excludes it from search. So everything, say, to colon Doris minus Otis. So to Doris, but they can't mention Otis at all in those emails. So don't show me anything to Doris that mentions Otis. Match exactly is a plus sign. So if you want to find unicorn, but not unicorns. Company, but not companies. So you can use if you don't have the plus sign, just put a word in there. Google's smart enough to look for different variations of that word, which is usually what you want, but sometimes not. So you can put a plus in there. Or, so if you want this or that, this word or that word, to Doris or to Sam, then you can use the OR, capital OR, or equivalently, you can put them in braces. If you want to find the exact phrase minus the capitalization, that's quotes. And if you want to find the exact phrase with capitalization, good question. I'll have to see if I can find that. If you want to group words in your search, I think it's essentially an and, then you put them in parentheses. So subject, email, class, I need to have email and class in the subject. Could be multiple words between them, could be class first, whatever, could be variation of those words. If I wanted to make specifically those words, then I would put quotes in front of them, or a plus sign. So let me provide an example here, and this is complicated. Complicated example, it's probably not going to do it, but I wanted to put some examples of a variety of these different search keywords and operators. So from colon Doris. So I only want emails from Doris. Now this could be any but multiple Dorises. I notice I don't have the full email name. So any email name that has Doris in it, whether it's at the beginning or the end, the middle, this is going to find. If I wanted specific Doris, then I might want to specify the entire address. And as you're typing this from Doris, Gmail will show you your Dorises, and you can click, and if you want that full email, it'll put that full email in its place for you. Then curly braces to Sam to Otis. So curly braces is or. So from Doris to either Sam or to Otis or to both. Subject, in the subject line has to have email and class in any order. I want the word royalties in there. So it has to have the word royalties and not royalty. So just the word royalties. Can't have the word twist. So I don't want, if it has royalties but doesn't have, and has twist, I don't want it. So file name PDF. That means there's a PDF attachment in here, and it's newer than 2 days. So it's been sent to me more than 2 days, less than 2 days ago. I could say older than 2D, older than a month, etc. So that's how you use that. You can combine multiple terms, and it's worth practicing. Right? Open up your client and run some tests and see what it looks like. Okay, so now I thought we'd try some examples. So I've got my inbox up here, and you can see it's empty, and that's actually the state it was in before I started making this video. So yay for me there. So let's just try doing some quick examples, and let's just search for Astro Manager. And it's going to find everything with Astro Manager in here. And it's looking here, it's in the email address, here it's in subject, here I don't see it highlighted at all, so it must be in the body or something later on. It's not in the subject. So it's finding lots of different cases where Astro Manager, and Astro Manager is in my email address, so it's going to find lots of those. So let's narrow that down and say I want Astro Manager LLC. So now it's looking for Astro Manager and LLC in any order, and any spaces between them doesn't matter. So you can see in this first line I found LLC over here and Astro Manager over here. So maybe that's not what I wanted. Maybe I wanted them to be grouped together. So I could put parentheses around them. Let's see what that does. That's sort of grouping these terms together. And it's the same thing, because it just says search for Astro Manager and LLC, which I didn't need the parentheses for because there's no other arguments or keywords to get confused with. So I didn't really need those, and nothing has changed. So if I want to find Astro Manager LLC together, now I can use quotes. Now you can see that first one disappeared, and all the ones where it's highlighting here have Astro Manager LLC. This one's not the subject, so it must be in the body. And if I wanted to get just lines in the subject, then I can do subject : Astro Manager LLC, and you can see, oh, it's interesting, more of them. Got rid of more of those than I thought, so let's see what that did. Let me go take that out. I got a lot more. Okay, that's right, because this is also giving me here, this is the subject, and then this is starting into the body. So all of these here are in the body. Right, this is the subject line here. So I'm getting a little bit of the body here. So that's good to know. So let's just keep that. And let's say now I want to do, okay, only newer than, I can do days, months, or weeks. So let's do 10 days. Nothing newer than 10 days. That had Astro Manager LLC, which means I should be able to get all of them. Should it reappear if I say older than 10 days, right? And sure enough, there they appear. So that's searching for Astro Manager LLC anywhere. Again, I can put the subject back if I want to. Older than 10 days. And maybe we don't want, let's say company. We want the word company in there. And then we want, so that's found this one email here that has company or companies or some version of company in there. And if I say minus company, and I should get the other email. And indeed, the other one comes in. There were two before, and one of them had the company and one of them doesn't. So open your email client, try some of these searches, try the menu bars if you like it that way. Try different things, play with it, get a feel for it, So I hope you found this useful, and I hope you see me next time. Bye-bye.